Hello, guys. It's me, Butterfly Spirit 314. Let me turn this up a little. Move this over. Okay. So, again, hello, guys. It's me, Butterfly Spirit 314. So, the title of this video today is Why Some Black Men Don't Date or Marry Black Women. So, I'm going to talk about a situation that I seen yesterday when I went shopping at Walmart. And this is going to kind of illustrate why I think some Black men don't date or marry Black women. and I'm just going to get into the example. Okay. So, yesterday I went to Walmart and I went to go and I was shopping. And I happened to be in an aisle where there was like the stationery, like where they have like notebooks and folders and pencils, pens, all that stuff, right? Like school supplies and stuff. So I was in an aisle and stuff. And when I went into that particular aisle, then I was looking around for some notebooks that I was going to get. So I was in the aisle for maybe, I was looking around for some notebooks. Then I thought I'd get a Steino book or whatever. And so there was this lady, this Black lady. She had two kids. So she comes and she comes from like through the aisle or whatever. and I don't know if she came from like like where they had the kids' clothes or whatever and stuff, but she came into the aisle and she went past me. So I kind of stepped to the side because she had her kids in the cart. So she had one of her kids. One of them was a little boy that was in the shopping cart. And then she had a little girl as well. So the little girl was outside the cart and little boy was inside the cart. And so the mom, this is a Black woman, she was looking for some supplies. Okay. And I guess the intent was to get like some notebooks for her daughter. So she was asking her daughter what kind of like notebooks she needed. She said she couldn't find any cute books for her daughter. So I guess she was looking for like notebooks, like, with like ponies or like cool designs or something like that on it for the little girl. Cause I guess the little girl started school and stuff. So she was looking for that. And so the only thing she found was like some white notebooks and stuff like that. The little girl picked up like a journal or whatever and stuff. So the little girl goes over to where the cart is, and her brother, who's in the cart, he's sitting in the cart, and I guess the mom had let the little boy play with like her keychain or whatever and stuff. And the keychain had like I guess her keys and stuff on it or whatever, and maybe her ID or whatever. And so the lady's over near me looking at the books and stuff. So the little girl comes over to her mom, little dark skinned girl or whatever, comes over to her mom and stuff and everything. The little boy, he was kind of lighter skin or whatnot than the mom and the daughter. So, so, um, little girl comes over to her mom and says, "Mom," she's like, um, you know, and she's talking about her brother. Oh, he broke this. And so the mom goes over from where she is over next to me, and she goes over to the court, and she notices that her son had broke her keychain. And so what happens is that she gets mad at her son for breaking a keychain. Okay. And so what she does is she was like, "Well, I'm mad you broke my keychain." And she starts cursing at the little boy. Well, she's like, "Why the fuck did you break my keychain? Why the fuck did you do that?" And then she starts hitting the boy on the head. Okay. And she starts hitting him. Okay. While he's in the court. So when she's hitting the boy on top of his head. So she's hitting him like this. She's hitting him so hard on his head. The boy is holding his head like this because of how she's hitting him. The boy is crying. And then she's like, "I don't care who see me. I don't care who watch. I don't give a fuck what anybody think. I don't care what anybody think." Right? And meanwhile, her daughter is sitting right there, whatever, just kind of watching. The boy is screaming and everything like that and crying and stuff. And she's like, shut up to her son. Right. And there was a guy that was working for Walmart or whatever. He kind of walked by. He was a black guy, walked by and stuff like that. I guess he was like maybe like 18 or so or whatever, walked by and stuff. And he saw what happened. I saw what happened. Right. And the lady knew that we were both in the aisle. Like she knew, right? She saw that. But that's what she said. I don't care what anybody think. She's cursing at her son and everything. So you guys ask, why is it that some black men do not date black women or they don't marry black women? The way this lady was hitting on her son to the point where he had to hold his head because of how hard she was hitting him, right? This is why. Because the reason this is because when these black boys grow up, they don't want to be with any women like their mothers. They don't want to be with women who got an attitude, who have no care, no consideration, none of that, right? The little boy broke a keychain. This boy was probably like 6 years old, right? Kids break things. She can replace the keychain. You can do that. She can go buy another damn keychain. But to hit on her son and get mad at him for breaking the keychain, he probably was trying to, who knows? And I don't think he was intentionally trying to do it. But here she is beating on her kid and not caring who's watching. And this is what disappoints me so much because I wanted to say something to her and stuff. But then again, I didn't say anything to her. And the reason I didn't say anything to her is because number one is her kids. Number two, I don't know what this lady is going to do. These days, you got people, they go effing crazy and shit. You know what I'm saying? So you never fucking know what people are going to do. So this little boy, when he grows up, I have a strong feeling that this little boy, when he grows up and he becomes an adult, he's not going to be dealing with no black women. He ain't going to be dating no black girls. If anything, he's going to be dating, probably white girls or Asian girls or Latino girls or other types of girls, but not black girls. Why? Because of the way his mom treated him. And what we have to understand is how we treat children. You look at that child like that child is just a kid and like they're never going to grow up, right? Kids grow up. And when we don't listen to them, they're going to take actions when they're older, right? This boy, hopefully he grows up and he is a nice gentleman and everything like that. Hopefully he is. Hopefully that's the case. But the way his mom is, and with her not valuing and caring for his feelings, 9 times out of 10, he's probably not going to be dealing with no black girls. None. And there are black women, oh, I don't know why I can't find a good black man. I don't know why, where are the good black men at? And yet they're treating their kids bad. They're treating their sons bad. You have to understand when your son grows up, he's going to be an adult and he's going to make decisions. And he may or may not be a good person. The boys seem to have some compassion or care, and it seemed like it hurt him that his mom was hitting on him, and to the point where hitting his head where he had to cover his damn head. And she didn't care. She knew what the fuck she was doing. She knows that wasn't right. She knows that shit, but she didn't care. But you know what? That boy has a choice when he grows up. He can choose, if he wants to, he may grow up and think that, hitting on women is okay. He might, because his mom was hitting on him. And he may think, oh, I can hit on women too, because my mom did that to me, so I can do that to other people. Maybe. Or he may take the path of deciding to refuse to be around his mother. And I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't. I just would not be. you know? So it really disappointed me to see that and stuff. It really did. Because, when I see, white people at the store and stuff like that with their kids, I don't see them acting like that, the way that Black mom was acting. I don't see people doing that. I see white parents, when they're with their kids, they're treating them with dignity, they're treating them with respect. That's what I see. Black women, and this is not the first time I've seen a Black mom do that to a son. This is like the second time I've seen that. I've seen it back maybe last year. Different mom that was a single mom, you know. And the thing is my philosophy is, if you're a woman and you don't know how to maintain your emotions, don't have no damn kids. Don't have kids. Just because you can do it don't mean you should. Kids have a right to feel respected, valued, and loved. And if you can't do that, don't have them. Anything, there's plenty of types of birth control out here that women can get on. Certainly is. There's Nexplanon. That is a really great birth control that can be used, and it works. I know, because I know from experience how well it works to keep women from getting pregnant, and it is great, So, women can, have relationships with guys and stuff, but they don't have to get pregnant. They don't have to have babies you know and it breaks my heart to see what happened to that boy. It breaks my heart to see that. It really, 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 really does. But I hope in that boy's future that when he decides to find someone to marry and to date, it's not anybody like his mother, because she clearly had no care for him. She couldn't accept the fact that a keychain broke. She can't accept the fact that a damn keychain broke. Then what else should she not gonna be able to tolerate? You know what I mean? So, I wouldn't be surprised. And I think in this boy's future, it's likely that what he's gonna do probably is, the boy is likely going to, date another type of girl of another nationality and culture, marry her, have kids with her. And guess what is gonna happen with his mom? His mom's going to be, well, I don't know why my son ain't coming around. Why didn't you invite me to the wedding? Why ain't you dating any Black girls or marrying a Black woman or whatever? He's not, because of his mom and how screwed up she was, how abusive she was. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's not doing that. Because of his experience growing up with a mom who was abusive and immature and doesn't know how to manage emotions. Not all Black women are like that. There are some Black women that are caring, considerate, loving, and caring. And they treat their kids with respect. Some of them do, right? But you have the other ones, like the lady I saw at the store, that are not. And the sad thing is, there are more ladies out there, like the one I seen at the store, than anything. There's more of them. And it sucks to see that. It really does. There are good quality Black women that can raise, children and stuff or whatever. There are. The thing is that it just seems kind of rare to kind of see. You know what I'm saying? Now, I did see a Black family when I was leaving out of Walmart. And the Black family I saw, it was a mom, the dad, and they had a Black boy and stuff like that, son. And the son, I guess, had gotten an injury. I don't know if he got an injury from a sport or something. But the dad was in the life of the mom and the son. And the dad actually was very caring. And, he was there to support his son. And, I was happy to see that. And I know that boy in his future, he's going to move on and everything. And, he seems like he has a very caring and supportive household, but it was just really disappointing for me to see how that lady had treated her son. But with the daughter, she was trying to do everything in favoring her daughter, but not really caring much about her son, So, but this is, one of the reasons that some Black men do not date or do not marry Black women. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.